All right, good morning, guys. Looks like we have a bit of a hot market today, as we've got quite a bit of stocks that are popping up this morning. Not exactly sure where I even want to start at. And see, the SPY pushed. Well, it's just kind of going sideways actually. So I'm not sure why exactly all these stocks are popping up, but I guess people are comfortable that the market is stable. Seems to be anyway. And DNK, if you were watching a stream yesterday, stock did a little tricky move, but I did end up selling it in that 250 area. Seeing it gap up today to 5 is pretty interesting. At this point, though, there's just so much. There's so much going on. A lot of stocks with volume. IMPX up to 110. ATIF. Let's get these ones with PR. Go through here and look. Okay, so there's nothing there. UNC. They did an offering, so that's no good. That looks like a barcode. That looks garbage. IMPX looks like a barcode, but it is popping up. I'll mess with that. Express. Some of them retail stocks. Running into resistance right here at this 100-day at $1.06, but if it could break that, it does have some room. There's some room up to $1.25, and then maybe up to 163. A lot of volume there, though. Socket Mobile, Socket Scan got Google certification. That's interesting. This is a pretty low float stock. Needs to break over 3. It's starting to pop up now. So I'm looking at it. Let's see, we're up 24%. Yeah, actually today it even gapped up to 4.99. That's the stock market for you, though. I ended up selling it at 250. The rest of my shares when it went up to 250 during the day, so I missed all the rest of this as well. It happens. Let's see. So Express is testing that right now. And then so is Socket here testing this $3 area. I guess that 3 is where the downtrend really is. Up close. This is interesting. This is an interesting stock. Express is popping out of this little triangle, but it's just not moving very fast. Maybe a slow mover. Well, this is a new IPO. It looks like it's getting a pretty nice move. Is that EOSE? Yeah, 14% at the moment. Let's see, where was Express at before COVID? Express was all the way up at $4 before COVID. This is a retail thing. I'm just because of the buying momentum it's had so far this morning, I'm just kind of thinking about maybe just grabbing 100 shares and just holding, maybe a little swing or something for a day or two. Getting hung up at that 109. If it can pop over that 100-day moving average, which is actually over right now. I don't know. Let's see, socket here still coming up to that 3. I mean, let's see, starting to hit that 3. Kind of getting rejected there, but trying to hold up this 295 area. 90 maze at 290, so there's some support there. I'm gonna go 50 shares on this. I'm not too excited about this, but it has some potential because it's above all indicators. There's not a lot of resistance ahead besides this pre-market high at 335. See, there's a lot of, let's see, there we go. It started popping through 3 there, pushing right back down. There's definitely some selling pressure at 3, but we did take out a lot of sellers. I just went 50 shares just to see if this is going to get moving. It was testing that 3. Did get rejected here at the moment, but $290 should be pretty strong support. Or maybe not. Wow, look at this. This is just turning around on me hard all of a sudden. That's why I only went 50 shares. I just wasn't majorly confident in this, but let's see. It needs to close back. It needs to get back above the 90 EMA real quick before this 5-minute candle closes. That was a pretty strong rejection there. If I'd have thought it was going to get rejected that hard, I would have waited a little bit longer to maybe get in lower. I might have made a mistake there. We'll see. That's a little bit of an uptrend on the 5-minute. The bottoms of these candles hit earlier. Fat cracks though, I have to get out. And that's 282. And kind of got me there on that push that looked like it was going to start the breakthrough, but getting slammed down pretty hard. Let's see if it can build back up to that 3 area. It's getting stuck at the 9 EMA at the moment on the 5. Needs to push up. If this 1-minute candle drops below 286, then this is probably going to crack pretty hard. And it's getting real close. Oh yeah, this is starting to look real ugly. 285 can't hold up. This is gonna crack hard. This is definitely gonna be a loss. There's buyers coming in at 285 trying to hold it up. We're testing that 285. A lot of selling coming through. This thing has went on some big moves before. A lot of big gap ups, but it seems to sell off quite a bit every time it does gap up. There's been a few little green candles, but majority of these big gap ups and then sell offs. Slowly starting to climb back up. I'm just going to go ahead and put a stop loss in right here at 280 right now for the moment, so I can look around the other stocks, because I'm not sure if this is going to break out or not. I feel like I might have jumped the gun on that. Express coming back down to the 9. What's going on with this? Does this have a reverse stock split or something? This had to. Yeah, they had a reverse stock split, but getting some attention today. Well, not a lot of attention. This doesn't have that much volume. 246,000 volume. Very little volume, but big rip on that. It's one of those strange occurrences. See, IHT. Trading higher, no company specific news. This is actually kind of interesting the way the chart looks. Kind of pumpy dumpy though. Kind of the same thing as that $3 resistance. This is above all indicators too. There's actually not a ton of resistance ahead. But there's no news on it. Let's see, socket's trying to get back above 290, so it still may be live. We'll see. 290 active as resistance though. Oh yeah, now you can see there cracking pretty hard. Got rejected at the 9. Starting to come down, so this is most likely going to be a loss. Testing that trend line at the moment. Yeah, you can see on the 1 minute it's starting to crack below the trend line. That's why I'm in 50 shares. I wasn't totally confident in it anyway, so it would be a small loss. If my stop loss gets hit, I'm just gonna leave my stop loss in there and just see what it does. But it just it doesn't look great at the moment. Kind of curling over, just trying to hold that trend line. That's like the only saving grace right now, is if it can hold that trend line. IHT here. This is interesting play. Just downtrend right there on it though, on the 1 minute. Besides the overall downtrend, but this is kind of a sharp trend. KNDI not doing too much at the moment. Yeah, this is getting real close to cracking. Yeah, it looks like I'm about to get stopped out. It's real close to my... Yeah, there it goes. So $9 loss there. And that's probably it for that stock. So where's Express? There's Express. Express bouncing off of that a little bit there. Still kind of getting held up at the 100-day. Slowly moving. Still interested in that. See, the RMED, that weird one that's going nuts. Volume is really starting to ramp up on this. See, it's slowly building up. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's see. Okay, they got something crazy with some laser. Let's see, what does it say? Features the Pharos optimized Excimer laser, virtual new frontiers in cosmetic medicine. So whatever that is has gotten a few people excited, and this thing has been popping. Very low float. It doesn't take much volume to move this. Because that reverse stock split. I mean, it does have a little bit of interesting news on it. I like to see it pull back to that 9 EMA there. This would be a very sketchy play, because if people start selling it real hard, it can dump pretty hard. Just as fast as it can move up is as fast as it can move down. See, IHT, that cracked too, so that's done. We'll take that off the list. That ain't gonna do anything. HT, nothing that's selling off. A lot of stuff selling off all of a sudden. WWR slowly climbing. Interesting pattern there. Let's see, volume disappeared on RMED though. Getting decent consolidation. Below that 106 on Express. Consolidating right under that 106, 107 there, right there at the 100-day. It's just not moving very fast. It's got decent volume, but it's just moving so slow. So RMED pulling way back. It's kind of what I expected after that big run out of nowhere. That's why I was saying it'd be risky to try to get in anywhere above the 9 or way above the 9. Keep an eye on this for a second though, because volume does start to come back in. This is a risky trade. But this would be a risky trade to take. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I don't want to do anything crazy. Okay, KZIA looks like it just got halted. We're gonna move straight up from 1150 to 13. Well, that'd have been a nice rip to catch. A little higher price. Mid-range stock there. Kind of getting some random pumps going on. DNK starting to push a little bit. And then DNK starting to crack. So we're getting several of these almost pushes and then cracks. And this is almost a perfect triangle of consolidation on Express. But really low in volume at the moment. Just remove that line. We don't know what's going on there yet. DNK dropping below 4. Let me go look through this scanner again and see if I see anything. Mara's up a little. BRQS. HOV. We'll see, the Express starting to pop. Yeah, Express is starting to pop. Just grab 50 shares there. I kind of want to grab 100 shares, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab 50 shares. Kind of high there at $1.10 where that resistance was, but we did just pop out of it. It's moving very slow. It's moving very slow. So I'm not expecting this to be a profitable play here soon. But the fact it did break up out of that consolidation, I'm going to go ahead and just get in there, 50 shares, and I'm going to let that do its thing. Probably, this may even be a swing trade because I like the way kind of got this little curve here. And then today, if it can hold above the 100-day, then tomorrow we can maybe see it push up some more. So I just kind of like this chart pattern. More of a swing. I only grabbed 50, but I may end up adding if it comes back down some. It's not moving super fast, so I'm not like that's why I'm leaning more towards the swing than an actual day trade on this because how slow it moves. All right, let's check some of these other BRQS. Nothing really there. HOV. Let's see, this gap down a few days for some reason, and it has no resistance up to 175. So that's a potential play there. Volume can keep coming in. And I think they can produce 15 to 20 Bitcoins a day, but on a pretty steep downtrend there. BRQS, I'm going to take off. RMED still kind of just going sideways there. Let's see, Express still testing that 110 area. 110 area is, there it goes. It just popped through a little bit there. A little bit selling at 112 as well. So a bit of selling pressure ahead of this at the moment. But it's got room to 125. And then if it can break through that, it's got room to 163. Okay. See F-Cell popping up out of nowhere. It's a pretty, this is a pretty big float on this stock, and it's moved about 80 cents so far. 80 to 90 cents. Kind of going straight up. KZI selling off after that halt. So Express just kind of just moving slow. Still testing that 110 area. Yeah, you can see 110 still holding up as resistance. Big seller sitting there. And they just got taken out. And that's the thing though, Express is not exactly a penny stock. I mean, this is an actual business, you know. They're usually in most of the malls. Just a little retail company. You know, like I said, I don't think it's going to get a huge move in a very short period of time. This is probably going to be an all day hold, maybe a couple of day hold. I am just watching a little bit to see if it's going to come back down any at all. So I really wanted to get 100 shares and only got 50, but that's alright. We'll see what happens. I'd rather average down on it some than get in above the price. NKLA had a big pop this morning. Market open 22 to 26. Getting that EV and Tesla momentum. Solo, you can kind of see the same thing been popping up lately. I don't know if Daniel B's watching or not, but Daniel B told me I was crazy about Solo, and Solo was garbage penny stock. And you see Solo's up to $8 now since I did that video on Solo. I think it was at $3 when I did that video. Okay, so this just looks ugly. I mean, it's just... looks like the first 30 minutes was hot today, and then now we're just kind of slowing down at the moment. Let me see what the SPY is doing, see what the overall market looks like. It's climbing up a little bit. There's a lot of green here in the market watch, but you can see Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, some of these bigger stocks are kind of red right now. They're not terribly red, but they are red. Express at 112, slowly creeping. That's exactly what I figured. Go look back at Solo. Solo can be good for day trading too, so let's see, maybe this little downtrend that's coming up to right now. Let me draw that a little better. It's got some pretty strong resistance at 735. Let's see, Express slowly popping up to 114 now. Ton of sellers there, but We are above that 100-day. This may just be a slow climb on that. Interesting. See, RMAD has a little doji star here. Does have interesting news. There's not a lot of volume, but it doesn't take much volume to make it move. Look at that. That one little tiny wick is what stopped me out of this. It's still, I mean, it's probably going to crack real hard soon, but it's kind of expecting it. WWR pushing up some more. At the moment, I'm not seeing anything super crazy to day trade. Seems to not be a ton of news. See, this is going to run into resistance right where it's at this 580 area. See, back here on the 5-minute where that was some support. And that's exactly where it's getting rejected. And 6 as well. There's a lot of resistance ahead of this. Got 586, 610. See the tops of those candles right there, 610. And 625. I mean, there's a lot of resistance ahead of this stock. So it could pop, but I don't like the odds of it. This is interesting because I thought when I sat down and started looking, I was seeing all kinds of stocks popping up. It looked like it was going to be a hot day. And now it's kind of got quiet. I'm looking through these gainer lists and there's not really anything crazy. Like KZIA, like a little something higher. It did get a bounce off of this 9 before. If the 9 holds up, could possibly get another nice bounce. What the hell? What's going on with this? This must have been halted or something because this didn't open up. What kind of? See, there's a missing part of the chart. like an hour and a half that's missing. Not really sure what's going on there. Pretty massive gap up. Oh, they had a merger. Okay, that's what it is. They had a merger. Yeah, not seeing anything too crazy right at the moment. Yeah, you see where WWR is getting rejected at that first level of resistance there. So this stock used to pay a dividend. It's back up at 5. This Express just popped to 115. So yeah, see, this is slowly climbing. That's what I'm saying. I think this may just be a little long hold, a couple of days, or maybe just a day. It's just slowly climbing. But there's not really a need to watch it because there's not a lot of action. You know, this is like a new Bruce Willis movie. You know, he's old now, so if he does an action movie, it's just like kind of actiony, but not really that exciting. You know that. That's what this is like. That's why I say it's probably going to be a day or two hold because it's just too slow. Oh, look at here. I'm starting to get a little buy-in after this doji star. I'm popping up there. Very little pop-up. This would be a very risky play. I keep saying that, and the reason I keep saying that is because I keep thinking about maybe trading it. Let's see, pre-market high was 529. So you have a little support there, but there's just no volume. Usually you like a stock with volume, but the thing is, if this thing does start getting volume, it's going to start ripping so fast, like it did earlier. You got a 5-cent spread right now. There's a buyer sitting there at 542. You have a downtrend here at the moment too. You know what? I'm gonna go. I may go 30 shares. Let me take a shot on this. I don't want to risk a lot on it. Let's see. It's starting to get a little funky here. Oops. That's gonna be hard to limit in. I'm trying to limit in because of spread for this 30 shares. Okay. So there, I finally got filled in that limit order. That's the problem too. There's very little volume in this, so the liquidity is going to be tricky. This is going to be a risky play, but that's why I only went 30 shares. I'm not going to risk much on this. But if volume does start to come into this, just like we saw back here, it didn't take very much volume for this to rip almost $2. So volume starts coming back in. It could very easily get going crazy. Like I said, it's a bit of it's a gamble. It's very risky. I'm not. This is not a normal play that I'd want to make, but just on the fact that it just moved so much on that little bit of volume, if it starts doing that again and volume, like it actually gets like 1,000,000 in volume candle, this thing could go ballistic. Because we haven't had that yet. Like this big red candle was only 300,000 in volume in that 5 minute span, and it dropped, like 60 cents with just 300,000 volume. So if for some reason, like I said, if for some reason we get like a big volume push on this, it could go nuts. But it's a very, very risky play. Because if somebody decides to start dumping shares, then it could also crash just as hard. I mean, this could come back down at any second. So I am taking a little gamble. I'm killing. I've not done anything yet. I mean, Express is doing all right. Express is up $1.17. So I'm slowly building a little profit there, but blowing your mind. I think I'm gonna put a stop loss in on this 530. I love the sarcasm, by the way. I'm assuming all that sarcasm, so I get it. You can see we do have this bit of a triangle. I doubt I'm the real deal. I'm sitting here purposely saying that I'm gambling because I am gambling on the stock. I'm taking a little gamble here. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but I'm definitely not as all the extra that you're talking about there. Now see, it's starting to drop a little bit, so this is where it could get real sketchy. If this 9 doesn't hold up, it could easily crack back down real hard. But that's why I only went 30 shares. And you see there, cracking down. But we are getting a triangle on this weird little gambly stock. See, actually, I think I've got this support line a little wrong. I think, there we go. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks like where the support line is at, and it's at 515. So I'm going to have a pretty big stop loss on this. Because I'm in at 554, and I'm probably going to put my stop loss right below this 514 area. That's like a 40-cent stop loss, but on 30 shares, that's only $12 that I'm risking, so I'm willing to risk $12 on this just to see, because if it starts going crazy. Let's see, where'd I put that at? Let's just put it a little bit lower. We'll see. It's kind of a shot in the dark, to be quite honest. But if for some reason volume starts coming back in, it could get interesting. So Express got all the way up to 117, little pullback there. Pulled back to the 9 EMA. It's done that a couple of times. As long as the 9 holds up, should continue to slowly climb. Let's check the SPY. See how the SPY is doing. And the SPY not doing too much. See DNK getting back over 4. Trying to get back over 4, but still in this downtrend. So nothing there. Socket sold off. That was a bust. Just take it off. Express coming back down all the way to 110. And that's fine. Like I said, this is probably going to be a. See, there's some support right there. The tops of these candles. That should hold up. But I'm fine holding the swing. I mean, this is just a little pullback. It moves so slow, it doesn't matter. All right, guys, give me just a minute here. I'm gonna take a little break. So what'd you say? One life. Cron. Take a look at Cron real quick. It's one of them. That's an American pot company. Yeah, if you're swinging that, I like it. I like the swing on that. Not a ton of volume, but apparently Cron has broken a massive downtrend that it's been on at some point. But yeah, right here through here, I like this. I like this as a swing. You got the 9 EMA at 7. I don't know where you're in at, but. Is it Canadian? I thought it was, Are you sure they're Canadian? I thought. No, Cron's not Canadian. It's American. I'm pretty sure Cron is an American company. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I like the daily there. I mean, let's see, you got major resistance that you've already broke over. I mean, I could see this probably getting up to 8 or 9. Maybe over a couple of weeks, couple of days, something like that, depending on volume. Just hold and see if it'll form the cup on the daily. $707 average. Well, you do. I mean, you're already up pretty good. I think that's fine. I mean, if your average is 707, that's right on the 9 EMA, so that's pretty safe for the most part. I think you're fine. I think this is a pretty solid hold, especially with talks of other states legalizing marijuana. I know, let's say Israel, Israel to legalize recreational cannabis use. That's interesting. New Jersey State is decriminalizing possession of up to 6 ounces. I know there's been quite a bit of legal cannabis news lately, so could be a. Yeah, everybody and their grandma does smoke weed. Well, you guys know, if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm a fan of cannabis stocks if they're doing their thing. Kind of had a long downtrend for the cannabis stocks from their initial rip, but they are starting to make a little comeback here lately with a lot of these states legalizing. Yeah, I like it. I think you got a pretty good swing there. All right, I will be right back. Give me just a few minutes. All right. So let's see what RMAD's doing. Still not really doing much. Not surprising. Like I said, it needs a big volume push, or any buying volume apparently, like back here. But it's just not doing anything right now. It may not do anything at all. Like I said, this is pretty much a gamble play on the fact that if, like I said, if big volume comes in at any point, it could get crazy, but could result in a little loss. I don't know if I want to add to Express or not for this little swing. I don't know. I may take a look at it later in the day and see where it's at. Look at the spread right now on RMed. What is that? Almost a 20, let's say about a 15-cent spread, 13-cent spread. It's because this is very low float, doesn't take very much volume to move, so the spread's going to be pretty crazy. And that's why if big buying volume does come in, it would go pretty crazy because that spread will probably continue. But it could do nothing. This is literally a 50-50 play right here. There's no telling what's going to happen with it on RMed. Like I said, I only went 30 shares, but if it starts really ripping, if it ripped $1 or $2, it might be a $50-$60 little gamble that could pay off, and I'm only risking $12. But I'm not seeing much else really going on today that makes me want to hop in anything. It's got a lot of stocks slowly moving at the moment, just slowly moving up. Nothing incredible. Yeah, WWR, that's what I was concerned about it on earlier, hitting all this resistance and coming back down. What's up, DB? DNK still in that downtrend. That's going to be running into resistance. F-Cell, you traded F-Cell. F-Cell is a good play. I mean, it's higher float, but it did get a nice move today. 90 cents so far. Express still testing that 108 support. Try where that near that 100-day. Yeah, alternative energy is, getting some stuff, getting some attention. A lot of these EV stocks are too. Solo having a little bit of a pullback today, but not seeing too much else though that I want to get. I'm not gonna take a shot on anything else. Just today anyway. I'm gonna keep an eye on the Express. It's the thing behind the thing. You still holding PLTR? Not selling? How's PLTR doing today? You've been talking about this stock for a while, and it's been ripping and ripping. So what's the max chart on this? Let's see. Well, max chart's not much, but up to 20. Close to 20. Did Airbnb come out yet with its we were talking about it yesterday. I think it's A, B, and B is supposed to be the. Let me see, Airbnb. I was hoping it'd show up. Because that is something I'm interested in, is that IPO of Airbnb. I want to see where that comes out at. So I don't think it came out yet. Let me see. Let me Google it real quick. Airbnb ticker symbol. ABNB. Yeah, I thought that's what I put in. ABNB. Yeah, so it hasn't IPO'd yet. I am going to put it on my watch list though, so when it does IPO, we'll know. I won't let me put it in because it's not a stock yet. Let's see, when is it gonna come out? Let's see what we got. Let's read this little news article here on Airbnb. November 16th, but that didn't happen, so that's not correct. See the filing here. So the proposed maximum aggregate offer price, $1 billion, at a very small amount of share. So if we find anything else about it. Ross is not my idol. Don't you even start with that nonsense today, Daniel B. Don't even start with that nonsense, sir. I don't wear crazy Hawaiian shirts. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with Airbnb. If you know what's going on with it, just let me know. FSL just crossed 5. Very nice. It's hitting 5. It's getting held up there. You don't see a lot of selling, but the IPO is in December. Okay. Good to know, because I was not sure when it was. I thought it was supposed to be here soon, apparently. Apparently they delayed the IPO. This is a pretty straight up move so far on FSL. I'd expect it to have a pullback here at some point. BYND, nice. What's going on BYND? This is a bigger, higher probably Beyond Meat. Yeah, got some nice moves there. Beyond Meat. Had a big sell off there. I don't know if the market dipped or what. See, DNK just actually broke that downtrend. Bouncing off $4 there. I'm good, Mark. How are you, buddy? I've been back for the last couple of weeks here. Did have a little hiatus there for a bit, but I am back. DNK getting a little pop. RMAD did break over this downtrend at the second. See, FCL is getting held up at that $5 area. McDonald's? I don't know what you guys are talking about right now. Apparently, what do you mean? How's McDonald's treating you? Why are you asking him that? Yeah, it's probably Kofi. I definitely didn't Mark. I'm pretty sure. So DNK getting a pretty good move out of this triangle. Out of the break of that downtrend from 4 up to 440 so far. Trying to get up at trying to get up and start testing 450. Actually, just blew right through 450. Look at this move on DNK so far. Very nice. It's going to run into the 100 day at 488. I'm up to 470. Yeah, this was a nice move all of a sudden out of DNK breaking that downtrend. That's where the downtrend was right there, and strong move there so far. So Express did crack that support there. Supported $1.05 and $1 as well. Not too concerned about it though. So I'll probably call it a day here soon. Like I said, I'm not gonna make another trade. I want to save some funds for tomorrow. And I already took one little loss on socket, and then I've got a little funds tied up in Express for this possible swing, and then a little small amount of funds for this gamble on RMED. So I'm not gonna do much else. Well, Express, that's what I've been talking about all morning. I kind of like Express as a swing, getting back over a dollar finally today, breaking over a dollar. I've got 50 shares so far. I bought a $1.10 when it started breaking out. Um, but with the COVID vaccines and the things going on, retail's getting a little pump. So I could see Express getting a little pump up to that $1.60 in a couple of days. Express is like, I think it's a women's clothing store. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's a women's clothing store, but they're usually in every single mall. But it's been slowly building back up and had this little U here today breaking over a dollar and pushing over the 100-day moving average. It's XPR. I just like the daily chart because before COVID, it was up at $5 and $6, and then this whole COVID thing happened, and it's just been slowly dying. Um, but starting to get attention here in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean they're not an amazing clothing store. That's why I'm not like not like super excited about it or anything, but it could be a decent swing. I like the daily chart on it. Yeah, retail getting exactly the retail's getting a boost from the vaccine news. So I think it could be a decent little swing. Maybe get up to that 160 area where the 200-day is, because there's not a ton of resistance before that area. I mean, there's resistance at 125, and then after that, it's pretty much clear selling to 160. So it's not going to be like a swing that's going to make you rich, but and holiday sales approaching as well. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just like the price that's finally back over a dollar. I'm not sure what you're talking about. People's gonna have no jobs. People, you know, some people's been working through the whole pandemic there. DB. Like my wife, who's a supervisor at a liquor store, she hasn't. COVID and lockdowns has not slowed her down at all. She's been working nonstop. Joe Biden is our savior. If Joe Biden is our savior, if old Corn Pop is the savior of America, then America may not be worth saving. To savior Joe Biden. Credit card debt increased 1,000% in 7 months. That's all right. It's America. We use our credit cards a lot. No, I've not heard the Joe Biden song on social media. I've not heard that yet. With just a little teeny bit of buy in here. We're slowly popped up to 560 so far on this guy here. Doesn't really mean much though. I actually want to read this press release here. Lower cost and safe alternative to immunosuppressive agents. So not a lot on that press release. Just featuring their optimized Excimer laser. White House needs to be rebuilt to a nursing home. So FCell trying to hold that $5 support. If FCell can hold that $5 support, it could keep moving today. Let's see, how's DNK doing? So I had a little pullback, but still above the 9. FCell going to 8. That's a pretty strong prediction. Some max chart on FCell here. Oh, they got a crazy chart. Crazy chart. I mean, it could. You sold it at 480 dB. Well, I mean, you just probably got a good profit in there in that move. So, alright, guys, we'll give the stream about 10-15 more minutes here. If anybody has any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, you got your car washed today, man. No one cares. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad you got your car washed. I need to go wash my car now that you say that. Now that you mention it. And you bought some Red Bull this morning. Alright, good deal. Good deal. That's what I'm talking about. Get your Red Bulls going. Get your car washed. It's a lean day. FCL pushing back up to 520 here. Looks like it may try to push for a new high a day. A lot of selling in that 520 area, but They get taken out pretty easily. You love Red Bull? I don't know how you guys drink that stuff, man. Them energy drinks make me feel like my heart's going to explode. So FCell's still getting rejected at 520. It's going all the way up. I don't know, man. It's went on a pretty nice run so far today, but the thing about it is this is a pretty straight up run. It's not quite the build up. Your trend line, if you look back here, the trend line is like right here, way down here at $4. So I mean, this is a big bounce off of this trend line. I don't know how much more it's got today, to be honest. Like, I would expect it to start to have a pullback at some point because it's way off that trend line. Red Bull's for real traders. I can drink Modelo. I would rather drink Modelo than Red Bull. I'll take that. Modelo's a lot better than Red Bull. Oh, FCell long term, yeah. No, I mean you could be right about FCell long term. It could get up to $8 and stuff, but today, as far as a day trade, I don't know how much more it's got today. I mean, this is such a straight up move off of this downtrend. I am going to keep it on my watch list for a couple of days though, because it did get quite a bit of hype today. Good volume on it. See what it does over the next couple of days. Ride. Yeah, this is a big pop up in the past 3 days from below 20 all the way up to 28. Kind of like in swing trader heaven right now. There's a lot of plays that could have been good swing trades. Because right, all you got to do on the daily chart, draw it downtrend line. As soon as it breaks over, that day right there, you get in and get this big movement. So that would have been a decent, pretty easy to call swing trade. FCell breaking over these highs at 340. See, socket pop back up. And socket's starting to slowly come back up. But you adjust that downtrend, it's still kind of in that downtrend at the moment. Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong. Yes, this is a degenerate day trading channel. Come on, One Life, you know this. Yeah, you're not wrong about the energy sector thing with Biden most likely going to be the president. The energy sectors are going to be hot. That is for sure. And probably the pot sector too. Renewable energy is the pot sector. Let me check something real quick. Let me see if I still got this. Thought I had a renewable energy list. I do have my U.S. pot stock list. Let's see how they're doing. Let's see how these ETFs, pot ETFs, are doing. Yeah, you can see YOLO there. YOLO getting on a nice little uptrend. It may be an interesting little swing. My boy IIPR, just a monster, just a monster. Remember One Life? Remember when I said IIPR? Yeah, AMRS getting a nice little move up. So what's the other ones? YOLO is one of the pot ETFs. And what was the other one? Is it G? No, that's the pharmaceutical one. Is it MJ? Yeah, it's MJ. MJ is the other pot ETF. And you can see kind of a similar thing. Pot getting on a little uptrend. No, IAPR, my friend, is all the way up to 150 something. 152 at the moment. It was all the way up to 164 on IIPR. The financials of the company were just so good. That's why I was so gung ho on it. I'm still holding it in my long term portfolio, and these beautiful dividend payments that keep growing. So yeah, we got the pot stocks. You see these ETFs. And actually, for the year, we're above all resistance on this ETF. That's interesting. I thought I had an energy watch list, but I don't remember. I may have not made it. So maybe that's something I'll do here soon, is make a energy video. You turn it into a swing trader, One Life? That's not much of a swing trade if you're just buying and never selling them. FCL did pop over F20 or F20 520 all the way up to 532 so far. Talking crazy, DB. So all right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'll start doing a little more research into these renewable energy stocks and try to get a list of those together and maybe do a top 5 video. I haven't done a top 5 video in a while of my picks for a sector, so that might be something I should do. Matter of fact, I'm going to write it down. I haven't cut the stream off yet. Calm your tits, guys. Well, I've somehow lost all my pens, so I guess I'm not going to write it down. So you guys might have to remind me to do the video. That's a screwdriver. Got a screwdriver, but not a pen. Got a marker here. I got a marker here. I'm gonna write it with a marker. And I'll work on getting that list together and getting a video done for it. And DNK popping up some more here. Getting back up towards that 575 area. DNK might try to test 5 again today. Well, would I have a pen? Nothing I do while I'm streaming really requires me to have a pen unless I have an idea that I need to write down. Which I rarely have ideas that I need to write down, so... Normally I have a pen. I don't know where my pen's at. I don't know where they all have went. I have a gnome or something. I have some kind of gnome or some kind of small, unnoticeable creature that steals my socks, my pens, my batteries, my lighters. Like, I don't know what it is. But those little assholes are always stealing little stuff that I don't normally... I don't normally pay that much attention to. I need a pocket protector. I ain't wearing no pocket protector. Buffett says otherwise. Alright, so let's do a quick little scan here. DNK popping up before we end the stream here. FCell all the way up to 545. This thing just going crazy today. Express selling off down in that $1.05 area. That's fine. Not too concerned about it. Armed, the gamble play, is starting to ride down the downtrend. So still I have no idea what that's going to do. If it'll do anything, it may not do anything. Socket coming up to the downtrend and testing. Sun W got a decent little triangle there. SU and W might get a little pop here soon, possibly. Yeah, not too much else going on at the moment besides FCell pretty much ripping like crazy, and maybe DNK getting ready to make a little pop here. Maybe. You guys are talking crazy. Well, alright guys, appreciate everybody joining me as always. We will be back tomorrow. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Till next time.